Peace and love, y'all. It's your brother A.D.V.I.S. back with another What's the Word Wednesdays, Season 3, Episode 16. So, as we usually do, it's been a cool minute. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in the comments what we got for today, topic-wise, as well as also got to put the show background. But shouts out to the brother. I see you in here. Sincerely notes the truth, my G. How are you doing, brother? What's the word? As well as E-Rock. I see you in here, brother. Shoot, Raw 100 in the building. Rock 100. However, I'm terrible at it. But, yo, thank y'all for coming through. But again, y'all, we're going to be doing another episode. What's the Word Wednesdays? And we are here with it. So as you're coming in, let me know how you doing, how you feeling, and what's the word. As well as shouts out to those that are already in here, like Sincerely Notes the Truth and others. As well as shouts out to those who are going to be watching this later on, whether on Instagram or YouTube. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to your boy at A.D.V.I.S. Speaks. There's more content coming. So just bear with me and just keep it pushing. And also watch what's already there. So shouts out to y'all. And as we're letting more people come through as well, which I've been good, my G. Just doing a lot right now. A lot of work. That's why it's been a minute. Y'all seen me. But we keeping things moving and pushing. We got 3 more episodes to end off this season, including this one today. So we're going to be pushing forward to that so we get a nice ending of season 3. So come in, join us, share, do all those wonderful things, all right? Well, at the same time, for today's episode, as other people are coming in, we are getting into talking about current events like we usually do. So the first 20 minutes of the show, or about 25, we talk about current events and news. So if you're not really into that, you can fast forward about 20 to 25 minutes, like I said. And after that, we'll get into another topic, which that topic is going to be about trending and really talking about things that are always trending. So kind of some of the news that I'm seeing, that I'm also watching. And lastly, we're going to talk about what does clout chasing promote nowadays. So mixing all those things in together, but that's what is going to be the base for today's show. But yeah, it says, and working on a new single, you already know. You already know. Yes, brother, I know. He said I just dropped a new single. Yep, I'm about to get ready to go to work. Still putting in work at this time, man. Late at night. People like you, my G. Be safe driving and getting your way to work. But thank you being in here and joining. But as this is winding down, again, we're going to do the show song. And then we're going to jump into the current events. But again, if y'all are coming in here, y'all let me know how y'all doing, how you're feeling, and what's the word. Don't matter where you at, all right? I don't care if this is months later or even years later. Still drop it down there. So that's to the future. Breaking the fourth wall. Right. Let's go ahead. Let's do this show song. And let's get this show on the way. So again, if you don't know by now, yes, you tuned in to What's the Word Wednesdays. And it's the theme song. Soon I'll stop singing it, but here it goes. What's the word, y'all? What's the word? What's the word, y'all? What's the word? What's the word, y'all? What's the word? Tell them like, what's the word? What's the word? What you heard? We gotta know, yeah, what's the word? Once again, y'all, it's your brother A.D.V.I.S. and we are here with What's the Word Wednesdays, Season 3, Episode 16. And all the spill that I did earlier, you can catch all of that again from there. But for today's show, like I was saying, we're going to get into current events, talk about some news. Then second, we're going to talk about the idea and the topic of trending, whatever that means. And lastly, we're going to talk about what does clout chasing promote nowadays. So with that, let's go ahead and let's jump into current events. So for you guys, which I have here. And if you guys have any current events that you would like to share, any good news that you also would like to share, throw it in the comments. Because again, sharing information is not only caring, but it is also helping to build the community and the thought of the community. So, first one I got for y'all, which most of these are going to be detailing still what's going on with the COVID situation, that whatever period that we're in right now after these 3 years, which almost going into 4. So we'll see things about that, and then a few other topics, one being about Peru, and then we got one about Maryland, and then one of my most disliked places as well, McDonald's. So again, with that, if y'all have news, throw it down in the comments. Appreciate y'all being here. Appreciate the support. Let's get it going. So first one we got comes from Oh My Mag, which also I got from MSN.com. And the headline reads, COVID-19 should be redefined due to mutations, experts claim. So, again, when I read these 3 paragraphs and we're out. If you want to read more, I will repeat after reading those 3 paragraphs. So, let's jump into this article. Article reads, it feels like it's been 5 or 6 years since the COVID-19 pandemic started, but in reality, it's only been 3 years. Like any other virus, it has mutated many times. However, COVID-19 has mutated so many times that experts believe that the virus should be renamed. So there's 3 subtopics. One of them, renaming COVID-19, returning to normal, and rules in China. You know what? I will just read a paragraph from each of those so you can get an idea. So let's go with renaming COVID-19. It says China is currently experiencing another wave of COVID-19 since the virus has mutated so many times. Xiaohong, who is an expert on Chinese medicine, told Beijing Daily that the virus should be simply described as an infectious virus now, as reported by Redditors. Now, paragraph 4, returning to normal. China has changed its approach when it comes to COVID-19, allowing mild cases to be treated at home instead of specialized facilities. On Monday, December 5th, the official Xinhao, y'all come here and I butcher these names and words, news agency announced that the most difficult period has passed. So, they've already dealt with being able to go through with the harshest things that are happening. Now they're wondering what's the next piece to that, which relaxed rules in China. And it's the last paragraph we will read. China has slowly been softening its strict COVID-19 restrictions, especially after people started heavily protesting against the zero COVID strategy. What's going on, FaZe? Good to see you in here, brother. What's the word? As mentioned above, those who have tested positive for the virus but display mild or no symptoms can stay at home. Moreover, most venues are no longer requiring the population to show tests, and people can travel more freely throughout the country. So, again, that's the quick setup of what's going on there with China. If you want to read more, again, this comes from Oh My Mag. And the headline reads, COVID-19 should be redefined due to mutations, experts claim, which it means just basically an infectious virus is what they should rename it to. Now, next one, we still doing some stuff with China. And this is more so talking about, since they are becoming more relaxed with their rules and their zero COVID-19 policy, now they're starting to scrap more of their testing. So this headline comes from the Wall Street Journal, and the headline, or this article comes from Wall Street Journal, and this headline reads, China scrapes most COVID testing quarantine rules. So 3 paragraphs. And we out of here. Article reads, Hong Kong. China dropped many of its quarantine and testing requirements and curtailed the power of local officials to shut down entire city blocks as government accelerates plans to dismantle zero COVID control in a wake of nationwide protests. So, the speed of Beijing's retreat from its pandemic regimen, I should say, suggests the country's leaders are now more concerned about the damage those controls have caused to China's economy than the risk of worsening COVID infections that surged to a high in November. Trade data released before the COVID easing measures were announced on Wednesday showed Chinese experts felt at the steepest pace in more than 2 years in November, adding to weakening factory activity and a sluggish recovery in the private or property sector. So again, it's slowing commerce, it's slowing, production. Markets seem to greet China's policy shift with apprehension. Shares in Hong Kong and mainland China fell Wednesday, suggesting that investors should see a messy path towards reopening, including the potential risk of soaring infections. So right now, again, Wall Street Journal is more business related, but this is just showing you and letting you know that as they're trying to figure all of this stuff out that they're dropping, and they're going to be scrapping most COVID testing and quarantine rules. That's mostly it. So if you want to read more on this, and shouts out to Smoking Tough official, good to see you in here. Peace and love. Welcome to What's the Word Wednesdays. I'm just doing some news, so thank you for coming through and chilling. If you want to check this article out, again, comes from the Wall Street Journal, and the headline reads, China scraps most COVID testing quarantine rules. Got 4 more for y'all. The other ones I'm going to breeze a little bit past. Yes, I'm still going to be talking about the pandemic, because it's just news that popped up, because I'm still surprised myself to, see things around it. A lot of folks have took the route to just now deal with living with COVID. But there's still more updates to it. There is more variations that are happening. So much stuff. But this next article comes from ET&T Health. And the headline from this article reads, mask mandates may return again as COVID cases climb, especially if you're in California. That is what they're saying. But let's go through this. There is 6 different reasons why. So let's go through those 6 reasons and then keep it pushing. So the first one, talking about that they will return, part of the reason is because the county in spotlight, in particular, like I said, Los Angeles County, where cases have spiked over the past few weeks with more than 2,700 new cases of infections per day, which is 180% increase since November. So now it's becoming a concern. Now, the first one, it says a sensible approach. It's saying health officials say that the possible mandates may be enforced to prevent hospitals from being overloaded. And given that both the increases of hospitalizations and the lack of certainty in the winter trajectory, because most of the time, this is flu season, cold season, more people are getting sick. For COVID, continuing some common sense mitigation strategies that will work to limit transmission and illness. So that's what they're working on, while they're also trying to have you up to date with your vaccines and your boosters. So that's the sensible approach. The next one they have is at-home testing, and they believe that the actual number of COVID cases is much higher than what is being reported due to at-home testing. So approximately about 40% of virus patients were admitted to the hospitals directly related to COVID. So they're taking into the home testing. Next one, they're talking about long COVID, which has been a huge thing people have talked about. And now a report from there, the Department of Health and Human Services encourages mask wearing to protect those with long COVID. The lifting of a mask mandate and indifference attitude towards the masking and social distancing typical in many public and private areas further isolates people with long COVID. So, got long COVID, hopefully you don't. They're saying to stay max because to prevent you getting sick again. And number 4, they're talking about Los Angeles County may reach high, so that is the reason why you will want to put in the mandate. And they're saying roughly when will that mandate happen? Once it exceeds 10 cases per 100,000, which is less than 10% of the hospital beds that are occupied, there won't be a mandate. If it does, then there will be, or those are the steps. And lastly, it's talking about how you can stay safe. They're talking about using an N95 mask if you want to stay safe. So I don't know wherever else this applies, but you're in California, this is mostly what is applying. So mask mandates may appear. But shouts out to the brother Lyrics. What's going on, my G? Good to see you here. Or to say the LYR to the ICS. It's Lyrics, y'all. So good to see you up in here, G. What's the word? But if you want to learn more about this here, this article came from ETNT Health, and the headline from the article reads, mask mandates may return again as COVID cases climb. So, 3 more for y'all. And one of them I really want to talk about. The other ones, I can already hear you. You're like, chilling. I know you're saying it just like that. So, I want to talk about Peru real quick, and then also talk about the whole McDonald's situation. But first, to update you, this article comes from NPR, and the headline reads, Peru swears in a new president amid constitutional crisis. So, Peru got a lot of stuff going on. I know they got rid of the previous president, and now they're sworn in another president who has done something that's unconstitutional. And there's a whole group of stuff. So, again, I'm going to read just 3 paragraphs. If you want to know more, then you look for more. So, here we are in Lima, Peru. Article reads, Vice President Dina, she's the vice president, Dina Boluarte. Yeah, Boluarte. Boluarte. Said word to mother. I'm good, my G. Good to see you, man. Hey, man, living and learning. We in here. So the Vice President Dina Boluarte was sworn in Wednesday as Peru's next president after Congress voted out President Pedro Castillo shortly after he dissolved the legislative body. I don't know what's going on in Peru. All right. The 60-year-old lawyer took the oath of office and became the first female leader in more than 200-year history of the independent republic. Her swearing in capped hours of uncertainty as both the president and Congress appeared to exercise their constitutional power to do away with each other. So the Congress and the president were at it. They was like, nah, you getting rid of. Nah, you getting rid of. We getting rid of you. So that's hilarious. So as Boluarte said, her first order of business would be to address government corruption, abstainably. What felt it, Castillo. I'm not going to say any more, but basically she has been sworn in as a president, and she's coming into a lot of mess to fix. We'll see in coming weeks how this will continue to develop. But yeah, if you want to learn more about what's going on with Peru and their government, article comes from NPR. You just put in npr.com. And the article title reads, Peru swears in a new president amid constitutional crisis. That's life. Right, y'all. Another one that was interesting I just wanted to quickly highlight is this one also comes from NPR. And the headline on this article reads, Maryland is the latest state to ban TikTok in government agencies. So all of y'all that love TikTok, if you work for the government, especially in Maryland, they banning that. And part of it is because of the fact that it has risk of cybersecurity as well as cyber espionage and government surveillance, because TikTok is owned by a Chinese corporation, in particular ByteDance, which is that Chinese company, and it has been moved to Singapore in 2020. But again, in Maryland, if you work for the government, they're trying to ban TikTok, or it is the latest one to have banned TikTok. Says Steph is gonna be mad. Yeah, she's gonna be heated. Yep, for sure. I am not a advocate for TikTok. I don't have a TikTok. If it helps for you, wonderful. But that's part of one of the reasons why I didn't want TikTok, because it was Chinese owned company. All this stuff with China, Russia, all it, I'm already dealing with it. It was like, but oh yeah, but A.D.V.I.S. like you got this and you got that, you got Instagram, we ain't even gonna talk about that. From what I know, that's not owned by any other outside entity but somewhere in the US, okay? So, yeah. So if you feel a certain way about TikTok and it being banned, if you're in Maryland and there's a few other states, I don't know where, but you just know if you work for the government, you ain't on TikTok. And if you do, most likely you're gonna get fired. All right. And last but not least, the one that I wanted to quickly talk about because it popped into my mind. It's interesting that still nowadays, I didn't even know that like 13 or 15-year-olds are working. I know I sound weird. As a kid, I was told I can only work if I had a permit and I had to be 16. So it's interesting to learn that this next article is talking about some 13, 14, 15-year-olds working at McDonald's and other different places, and they are violating child labor laws. I forgot about this. So, this article comes from NPR. Headline reads, McDonald's franchise owners are caught violating child labor laws. I don't mess with McDonald's at all. We give McDonald's this all day. Give it an X. Stay away. This as well too. All right, 3 paragraphs and we're out. First one reads, a federal investigation found child labor violations involving more than 100 teenagers at a McDonald's location in the Pittsburgh area, the U.S. Department of Labor said on Monday. Shouts out to the brother Fred. Word. Wizard Hands. What's good, my man? Good to see you up in here, my G. Peace and love. And what's the word? What's the word? The fast food franchise, I don't want to say the Santonia Tos Santos. I don't know. I'm again, you come here and I butcher words. Hey, I do it. Enterprises illegally scheduled 14 and 15-year-old employees to work too many hours or work late shifts at 13 of its restaurants, according to officials. In another case, officials said that one minor under the age of 16 was allowed to operate a deep fryer that was missing a device to automatically lower and raise the brackets, a task a minor in the age group are not allowed to take on. So that's on them getting in trouble. Right now, one of them, they got fined or had to pay about $57,332 for these civil penalties. But I don't mess with McDonald's anyways. But at the end of the day, I forgot there was child labor laws, and there's people who are breaking those child labor laws. Like, come on now. But yeah, if you want to know more about that article, go read it. NPR, go NPR.com and type in this headline. McDonald's franchise owners are caught violating child labor laws. If y'all have any other more, y'all can share, but that's all the news I got. I'm not trying to make this segment as long as I usually do, but I am done with the news for now. Shouts out to everybody that's popping in here. Killer, I see you in here, as well as Demetrius Ford. Peace and love to y'all. Poet D in the building, y'all. So, McDonald's. Oh, McDonald's had a lawsuit. Wonderful, man. That's hilarious. Like, I read it just like that as well. All right, y'all. Again, if y'all have any good news that you like this year, or if there's any other news reports, you can throw them in there. But now we're going to shift over to the next topic, which the next topic we're going to talk about is trending. And when I mean trending, I'm talking about what is really going on in social medias to make things trend, as well as why things trend, where does it trend, and honestly, what does trend in all of this come from? So, This is the point where, of course, I give my disclaimer. So again, if you want to join in, which I appreciate you will join in, just know that when you do join the live, that this will be recorded and saved on Instagram and YouTube. If you're not comfortable with yourself being on, you're more than welcome to stay in the comments. But if you are, just know that you do waive away your rights. I just got to let you know, almost doing the whole disclaimer, but just know that it's going to be up somewhere. If you're not comfortable, it's all good. If you are, come through. Let's talk. Right. With that disclaimer out the way, let's go ahead and let's jump into the topic of trending. But while I'm doing that, y'all let me know, when you think of the word trending, what comes to mind? And I'm talking to all y'all, even those who are going to be watching this later. Tell me in your words, what does trending mean? While I look up the definition for us. I like how I spelled training. Let's see. Because if I look up stuff that's like trending now, we'll see what that is. I plead the fifth. Why is it not giving? Oh, I was about to say something inappropriate and y'all were going to laugh at me. All right, we got the brother. All to the I.S.S. It's lyrics, y'all. Okay. Now, let's put in definition. Because I always like to read off and have the definition ready, set to go. So let's see. And shouts out to Webster Dictionary, or I should say the homegirl that always loves to use Webster Dictionary. Shout outs to Chris. There's so many different definitions for trend, but we gonna go about it, y'all. So the first one, as we're figuring out the brother coming through, we have, it says a prevailing tendency or inclination, which it means a drift. So current trends in education, so things that come and go, is what it's saying. Another one, a definition, and this is all nouns, is a general movement. So a swing is a trend. So a lot more trendy. Another one is a current style or preference. So I don't know, lyrics, you might need to pop out of the live and pop back in because it's not letting me let you join. So check that out and see if you can, my man. While that is going on, let's continue. Another one, after a current style or preference, is a line of a development, so an approach. So they say a trend is also an approach. So like new trends in cancer research is an approach in that way. Another definition saying the general movement over time of a statistically detectable change. So statistics in particular. And the last one I have here, because I'm not going to read all of them, is a line of general direction or movement. So a lot of this stuff is talking about things moving, drifting. It has all some type of action, even though it says it's a noun. So that's what a trend is in particular. So let's see. Why is it still saying? There we go. Yo. What's good, brother?
It was telling, big. It was good with you.
Hey, man, I can't complain, my G. I'm here. I'm grateful. And we always got to keep this stuff moving, man. Content never stops, right?
Come on, man. Yo, just because we taking a break off one, don't mean that we can't be jumping on the other. Like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, yo, you got to see. I got the itis. See, I just have like shrimp on burritos. Like my cousin hooked up B, like, yo, where's the mother? I'm like, I got the crazy itis, B. I was about to go to sleep. I was like, yeah, nah, I gotta stand up and move. Like, I'm about to not run. Yo, for real. So like, yo, where's the mother? Like, and I ordered some food. I forgot he was cooking today. So I was like, damn, son. So I was like, no, I was like, fuck that. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna say that for later. I had them shrimp burritos, son. I was like, I'm
They was hitting and they was knocking you. They was giving you them haymakers to go to sleep.
Word to mother. I'm saying, plus, I'm like when I'm talking about working, like I just came from work, I'm dog tired. I was like, you know what? I got to jump on my man. Like I got to jump on with Ad real quick. What's the word? Wednesdays. What's good with everybody?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Nah, man, come on, man. You know how we give it up, man. Ain't nothing. Yo,
Of course, my
you know
man.
what I mean?
Right.
I had to jump on from first page because like I gotta unprivate that shit. Like,
That's
like
probably it. That's basically why. Uh, but yeah, bro.
that's where the mother.
So what you got? Tell me, man. What's the word, my G? Before we talk about all this stuff and trending and always these trends and stuff, riding the health wave and all these other different wonderful things.
No, Bob. I wanted to say rest in peace to Christy Alley. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, man? Like, yeah, they just found out the cause of her death, man, was cancer. You know what I'm saying? Like, hashtag fuck cancer.
Dang.
Yeah, at least that's what I heard. I was listening to the radio in my work vehicle. When I would be listening to the radio, I just happened to listen to it. It was like Christy Alley died of cancer. I was like, damn. You know what I mean?
Oh, did
Yeah,
her, yo.
talking, look who's talking now and all that shit. Yeah, son, her, work her mother. Like now you know what I'm talking about. You ain't know what I was talking about. Now you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, I'm right when I saw her face, I'm like, okay, now I know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah,
Unfortunate, my man.
yeah. Yo, that'd be funny. Yo, right? I'm on random thoughts, right? That'd
Yeah.
be funny if like the original randos came on right now. Like that's crazy. Like, shout out to the randos. You know what I'm saying?
You already know, my man. Ah, bro.
Crazy.
But
Like
yeah,
word
speaking of
up.
hearing about that, man, bruh.
Yeah.
Let me know. Besides that, which yes, rest with the universe. God sends beats. Good to see you up in here. Peace and welcome to What's the Word Wednesdays. Now we talk about some trending and what trending, all this stuff like trending topics. If not, just really what trending is. So, what you got, my G? What do you think of when you hear trending?
Well,
Mm.
I mean, you know me, man. And like, yo, I only and, and like, yo,
Yeah.
because like this, it ain't putting no money in my pocket.
Yeah.
You know, prison ain't take care of my son. Ain't you know what I'm saying? My son care about that shit. I don't care about that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I care about rapping. Like, you know, so if it's like an MC that's trending or
Mm.
whatever, stuff involving the MC, you know what I'm saying, or the rapper or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? I may pay attention to it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, other than that, man, I don't give a fuck about these celebrity ass niggas. Man, I'm not. That's not my. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just keep it clean. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, none of them, my pocket, none of them looking out for the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Okay,
Yeah.
I gotta speak
Do it.
just because I hope people would take away from you. Just because you made it. You know what I'm saying? And you're you're in a different tax bracket. You make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, make a lot of money. You gotta understand. You just can't be rich or well off or whatever, and then come back to the hood thinking shit is sweet. Like
Yeah.
you gotta remember, there's people here that are like surviving. Some dudes living check to check. People trying to, you know what I'm saying, like motherfuckers on the block. You know what I'm saying,
Mm.
getting it, and you become food after that. Like yo, you either gotta take care of the wolves, or you become or you on the menu. Like plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? And then that's just real shit. That's why people
Mm.
move out. I was wondering about that too, because I was thinking like I was thinking about something like Jay-Z said a while ago. Like he was like he used to rap like how Common used to rap back in the day or whatever. Like he was trying to get that conscious stuff, but you know what I'm saying? He wasn't living that life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then once he got money, he moved about the hood.
Yeah.
He was like, the only thing he could do for the hood is be a good example. You know what I'm saying? How, like, you know what I'm saying? Of, like, how to get out the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And but then it also challenges something my man Todd said. My man Todd, he was like, yo, the biggest problem is niggas want to get out the hood,
Yeah.
and you know why can't we fix the hood? Why can't we make the hood any better? You know what I'm saying? Because we allow and we accept shit for what it is. I mean, with the pollution, violence, and all the other wild shit. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So I sat back and I thought about it. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, damn, so like, that shit really
Zachariah.
hit. Like yo, see Zach, you know what I'm saying? Zachariah made it.
Yes, sir.
On my fault, man. It's just yo, man. You got me.
Bro, hey, bro, you talking about it, man? Because when you start thinking about trending, and you were just speaking, man, it made me think about your situation you just said right now. A great example of that right now happening is with Deion Sanders and him switching his coaching job from where he was at Jackson State to go out, and I think to like Ohio or somewhere else, and partly because of not only a pay raise but also just the general area, because he was working in, you say quote unquote there in the hood, but so many things happen, and now people are extremely upset with him leaving the coaching job to go to the other one far out somewhere in a very nice area, feeling like he's not doing his job to be working in the community, or especially at the college, to work with those students in that particular area. So people are upset, mad that he decided to move him and his son somewhere else.
Why the fuck would y'all be mad? Like, yo, you understand? He's prime time Deion Sanders. That's what the man does. He's prime time. Like, you know what I'm saying? He about that. He about the money. Remember, he came out with a song years ago. It was a remake. Must be the money. Like that shit sucked. But like the man, he's always been about the money. Why are we sitting here acting like, oh well, Deion Sanders, he shouldn't do that? Like, yo, he gonna do what the fuck he wanna do.
Yeah.
And guess what? He do me. Nobody else can do about it.
Yeah.
Just accept it for what it is. Worry about you. About Deion Sanders and what goes in his pocket. I think the biggest problem I have, especially niggas on social media, is everybody worried about what somebody else sees. Like, like
before you do, my G, like, to make the correction before anybody gets on me, it was Colorado is where he's going. All right, so don't get on me in the comments, but yes.
And guess what? He's still gonna be prime time in Colorado. And guess what? If Texas give him more money, he's gonna be prime time in Texas. And he don't give a fuck what I feel about it. You feel about it? Nobody gonna feel about it. He's gonna do what's best for him and his family. And everybody go ahead and take a back seat. Nobody give a fuck.
Yeah.
He don't give a fuck about how none of y'all feel. And I'm just being honest with you about it. Like, yo, they're not gonna sit there and be honest with you about it.
Yes.
These celebrities, they've been die for them for a piece of paper they can't take with them when they're in the grave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, yo, these dudes live and die for the money. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I have to learn at my age, when as long as you got good health, you know what I'm saying, or at least something towards good health, you're happy, you making your life. You know what I'm saying? That's all really what matters. I mean, if the money comes, use it for what it is.
Yeah.
And don't let it, like, you got to control the money. You got to make money work for you. You can't work for the money. A lot of these niggas is working for the money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's for the money. So, do yourselves a favor. Stop being so fucking surprised about what a man that's about money does.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if he was doing dumbass songs like that back in the day, wearing MC Hammer suits, that, you know what I'm saying, minus the pants being all fucked up, you know what I'm saying? But he's doing all this other wild shit back in the day. You think that same mentality just as old, like the older he got, the more that mentality just went to the back burner? No.
Yeah.
If he's gonna, you gotta understand one thing. You know what I'm saying? This is an opportunity. If he has an opportunity to take it, the man gonna take it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only thing you can do, two things: either congratulate him or move the fuck out the way.
Yeah.
His opinions don't mean shit to him. He gonna do what he want to do anyway. Y'all sitting there trending, tweeting. Oh, you know, in this left Jackson State, Colorado. Guess what? He's still partying in Colorado. He ain't giving a fuck what y'all gotta say why he's in Colorado. Now I understand the gripe behind it. He's in college to go to an NCAA saying? Well, not really cool. You know what I'm saying? But I understand what you're coming from a black perspective, but from a realistic perspective, you ain't thinking about that. Like you gotta understand, man. Coaches come and go every day, B.
Yeah.
Football coaches come and go every day. Like you have a coach that's in there for stay at a high school, college for the rest of for the rest of their lives or whatever
Yeah.
until they, you know what I'm saying? Like Bob Bowden, even in Florida State for like I don't know how long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the man's retired. Like he retired in Florida State. You know what I'm saying? But then, like I said, you have coaches that are opportunists.
Yeah.
Y'all should have in college from your professors. I learned that
Mm.
from my professor when soon as I went to accounting class, like 2010, accounting class. Professor Fay. No shout out to him. Anyway, Professor Fay, now he was a dickhead. Like, yo, so I'm like real rat. Professor Fay, he told us something, I'll never forget this shit. He was like, yo, welcome to advanced accounting for those who took freshman accounting. And I took freshman accounting, you know,
Yeah.
as a because I had to move to different schools to take that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? School I had, I've didn't have it. I had to go to another school. But get to the point. He was like, if you took freshman accounting, well, great. Like, yo, this is college accounting. Yo, you won't have to speed it up or you get left behind. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
yo, I do school. I have the school help, you know, after the class or whatever. But that's on you because either way, I still get paid. It's your education, not mine.
Yeah.
That's the realest shit that I ever heard because he showed you he didn't give a fuck. Like, you understand? Like, you got to take it for what it is. Dion said, you don't give a fuck why he's there. You know what? We can't hold him they're moving people to a specific standard that they're not used to being held to.
Yeah.
Either that or talk about being held to. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. He's prime time, baby. He's what prime time niggas do. Like, yo, I'm not being that serious. This is what prime time niggas do. They go to where the money is.
Yeah.
And he ain't gonna feel sorry. He ain't sorry about it. You know, you gonna write a letter to Jackson State and say, yo, you know what? My bad, yo. Like, I know I was the whole goddamn, but oh, he gonna do what he do. He probably gonna dance every time one Colorado student make a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you gonna do what you do. That's what it is. And if you don't see the real side of it,
Yeah.
that's it. I'll get mad. It's on Twitter. They want it now. I bet y'all want to cancel it, right? I bet you want to cancel. Get the fuck out of here. I don't care about you canceling shit. You know what I'm saying? It's still gonna be Deion Sanders. You gonna rock. You gonna do his thing. And guess what?
Yeah.
And it's gonna coming back January 8th. So nobody cares about all that. Dude, I'm sorry I had to that one.
Man,
You know what I'm saying? But,
you good because again, one of the things when I think of trending topics, a lot of it is very polarizing. And it literally it pulls at people's heartstrings and it's meant to be controversial because of the fact that it gets people's attentions. When something trends, everybody's running towards it, especially back when in 2020 and still in between 2022, especially with crypto. And everybody, oh, go buy this coin. Oh, start investing. Oh, start getting into it, the NFTs and all this other different stuff. And to your point earlier with trending, you have to be mindful of how much it can also misguide and mislead you, because it's like herding the sheep to the slaughter with trending. It is, I'll say this, it is a double-edged sword. It is helpful in points to, of course, let you know what's going on around you, as well as to be able to assess how crazy people may be feeling, looking, and doing all of these things. But at the same time, you know, like, yeah, I'm not gonna go over there. I see what's going on. Now I'm good. Like, I already can see that from a mile away that it's gonna be a dud. But y'all want to go join in on that party? Go for it. You want to throw your emotions and your time and energy into it? Go for it. I'm gonna sit myself over here, sip some tea, and just stare at y'all while y'all all fall. Or, you know, not trying to wish downfall on people, but you get to assess it by looking at the trends. But yeah.
And don't get me wrong. I'm not mad or pissed off or nothing like
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? I just simply I don't see the point in y'all getting y'all kids typing about a move that a man made that is his life.
Yeah.
I don't like yo, y'all niggas got too much time on your hands, man.
Yeah.
Like real y'all got too much time on your hands, man. Go outside and play some basketball or something. You know? Like, go outside and know what that's or something. Like, yo, get a girlfriend. Like,
It's not.
yo, like, go outside and get a second job or some shit. Like, yo, like, no, real rap. Like, yo, stop worrying about the next trending topic. You know what I'm saying, man? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, not all the, it's good for entertainment purposes sometimes.
Oh
But
yeah.
when you literally living on your phone, worrying about the next news, come on, man. Like, yo, you're already caught up in mental slavery.
Mm. Mm.
Like, yo, but hey, who am I? I'm just a fat fuck from the Bronx. Like, yo, what's the mother? Like, yo, and but I'm just keeping it real. Like, yo, I'm keeping it cool where you're at.
Yeah.
Like, yo, it's it, it's it's retarded. Like, it is, man. Like, yo, the man he made his own shut the fuck up and just move on with your life. Don't
Yeah.
make Deion Sanders more your problem. When it's not your problem. You got a problem with what I said? Tough. Deal with it. Like, yo, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Because at the end, you put money in your pockets.
Yeah.
And
But
I
it.
stand on it.
Yeah. I think part of it is not only the like you said, the celebrity idol worship. At the same time, it's the people living vicariously through others. And if they've ever supported you ever down your line of your life, put some money towards your well-being and stuff, they feel entitled. The song just popped up. Give them what they need. They will willingly desire it. Pleasing all their needs grants nothing but entitlements. So people get entitled to, why are you making this move? I put money, I put support into you. You should still be staying here. So it's people are stepping over the boundaries to say, I can dictate what happens in your life. Because I remember that one time I brought your jersey at that one football event. Yeah.
Yeah, and guess what? He'll thank you very much for that and still take his black ass on to Colorado. Like, thank you for the support. Like, yo, let me tell you
Do it.
something. Michael Jordan's one of the dirt bags in the world.
You're gonna get this flag. I am tripping. I'm just playing with you. I'm just playing with you.
Human being, I don't respect that nigga.
Yeah.
But like as as a as as a basketball player, I used to hate him to be on the court. But you gotta respect the man's game.
Yeah.
To me, he's still the best player that ever lived
Yeah.
until proven otherwise. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
But in reality, that nigga's a dirtbag.
Yeah.
Like, yo, not shut up. Nobody said he a dirtbag. That's worth a mother. And Sam Bateman, God, he
Yeah.
probably a dirtbag too.
Mm. Yeah, Sam Bakeman. Yeah, try. Yes, I've heard about it. I didn't read more into it, Kundan, but yeah, that's why I'm not surprised. Again, a lot of this stuff is starting to show. If you guys, and I'll say this, I'm gonna make fun, but the lyrics already gonna know. Sometimes I will laugh when I hear lyrics be like, yeah, I get my news from here and YouTube. But if y'all want to learn about other different types of scammers and folks who do schemes and stuff like this, there's a guy on YouTube by the name of CoffeeZilla. He actually goes in depth and do a lot of his own investigative journaling to come back and give us information on all these different type of crypto schemes. He's talked to those heads and the CEOs and gave them very, you know, I should say, questions that makes them very, very eager and anxious, and they run away. But basically, he goes in there and he weeds out all the frauds. But I'm not surprised by that crypto scam, which you're speaking on right now, because there's another lady who had her own coin, and she ran off somewhere in a whole different place, and they have not yet been able to find her at all. But thank you for sharing that, because again, this is all stuff that's trending in some way, shape, or form. He said CoffeeZilla is that guy. If you know, you know. Yeah, he is that guy for sure. He is.
I'm gonna check
Mm,
through. I'm
yeah.
gonna check. I'm gonna check.
He be getting folks. All right, let me see what else. Another thing on here when it comes to trending, which I think is again, it's an important aspect of it. I was looking at the whole situation with the company Juul. And if any of y'all don't know who Juul is one of the companies that sells those e-cigarettes, all of the vapes and stuff to kids, or I should say a lot of the teens and stuff have been getting into it. And knowing that it still has bits of nicotine and other addictive substances in there that still is going to cause some type of cancer in any way, shape, or form. But their marketing back way when was very geared towards teens and young adults. So now they're settling their lawsuits right now. But that's something else that again is trending right now. And what are your current thoughts on that, G?
So bullshit.
Of course. Of course.
Like yo, I mean, no, not the story or whatever bullshit. Just
Yeah.
it's bullshit. Motherfuckers get away with this shit. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And like I, you know, man, I remember having a discussion with the elder dude. He was like, yo, never pay too much attention to being rich. You know what I'm saying? Because like most of these rich motherfuckers, they got their money by scamming people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's funny. He said that right before Bernie Madoff got caught. And
Mm.
then I hear him getting caught. So I'm sitting here, yo, like oh man, I was like, yo, and it's crazy, man, how older people really, how elders really see that shit.
Yeah.
And when my son becoming one, and I, I'm starting to see that I got a feeling, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I
Yeah.
got a feeling that that the next generation, the next 2, 3 generations, they're gonna be more savvy and aware than what our generation,
More
even your
savvy and
generation,
aware.
yeah, more savvy and aware as far as like the bullshit with people. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, we have a lot of rich folks, not every rich folk. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But a lot of them that were in business, you know, they scam somebody one way or another.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They ran some type of scam. You know, some people getting caught, others they probably take that shit to their grave with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there is a way to get money and to get it honestly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it takes longer.
Yeah.
Payoff is worth it. But hey, once again, I'm just a fat fuck from the Bronx.
Hey yo,
So
anybody else, if y'all want out there too, y'all could jump in on the conversation. We just in here chilling because the LYR to the ICS is different. Different. He got his thoughts and his perspective. He is just only a very humble and simple man, but he likes to say it in a different way. But yes,
yeah, I'm no longer humble. I'm just a simple motherfucker. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? Like
rapper.
rapper. I'm only humble to some people. I'm not humble to everybody. Like, but everybody don't deserve your humbleness.
Mm, mm,
That's something that I just really learned in life. Like a lot of people, like seriously, they really don't deserve your humbleness. You know what I'm saying? They don't deserve that positive energy. Like
mm.
that's why I'm leery about who I give my energy to nowadays. The
Yes,
older I get, because you know, um, I start seeing that like everybody's gonna have good days and bad days.
yes,
You know, but if you don't have some type of positive energy and you mad and you pissed off all the time, why the fuck should I go ahead and sit there? Zachary, you say if you give me 30 minutes, I'll jump on.
Oh yeah, brother. Yeah, we gonna be. I'm well. I know I'm still gonna be talking for a while. I know I don't want to. Lyric go when lyrics goes because we still on the first topic. Next
I,
topic, yeah.
I might be gone in 10, 15 minutes, man, because like these shrimp burritos, man, got me. So
Hey,
that's it. The
brother.
only
Hey,
thing I need a beer or something. Like yo, so that if I had the
no,
beer, son, I'm like if I had liquor, like I ain't got no liquor. Um,
stay away. But yes, continue. People can't don't deserve your humbleness and you being leery of folks that you give your energy to and your time.
no, that's what worth the mother. Like yo, I'm very leery about who I give my energy to nowadays because, like I said, some people it doesn't matter what race, man. There's blood suckers in every race. That's how I say energy suckers in every race. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like from the girl you try to holler at to the dude sometimes that you know to the dudes that you know what I'm saying that you chill with,
yeah.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like like I said, energy suckers are energy suckers. I try my best to stay away from.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
what's
I
good,
really do.
Wolfpack?
Peace. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like like and trust me, I've been dealing with negative people for the most part of my life. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Within my family, within my friend circle, that's like people who they some people wanted to be positive,
Yeah,
but futures in the direction that their lives were going chose otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever lack of parenting that was going on in the crib. Some of my friends and shit. Like
yeah,
it's like I said, like you start to really analyze that and then do self analyzation.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Self. And when you start doing self analyzation, you start seeing where you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
it's extremely difficult to get out that mindset. And I'll be honest with you, I'm too caught in the middle because of the fact, you know, I'm still I'm still around the hood. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? I'm still like I feel that what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm doing positive things. I got positive people. Add one of them and all that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ad. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for having me on this shit. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But then like I still have like cats who can't get out that box. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying?
yeah,
Or refuse to get out the box. And if that's the case, you know what I'm saying, then that's what this becomes. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Thank God for me, like right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Thank God for me right now that I have people around me that are motivated to do things. You know what I'm saying? That are motivated to do positive shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, because like I said, shit, ever since I was a kid, I had negative motherfuckers around. You know what I'm saying? Very little positive cats. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, like now, I don't have time for that negative shit.
yeah,
I know I pop shit. You know, so I'm gonna pop shit all day. I'm gonna pop shit when I get up. Like I'm gonna stay pop shit.
yeah,
know, like I always keep a positive mindset. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, I've been through some real bad, damn near worse shit.
mm,
And you know what I'm saying? Like to walk away with a smile on my face is because I know that at least I'm here to see today. And hopefully, I get to see tomorrow.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And then when I do see that next day, man, I take every time I wake up, I take a deep breath and you know what I'm saying, just appreciate that I'm here today because there's a lot of people that I know that can't do that. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? That are no longer with us. You know,
yeah,
I was just reading what Zachariah was saying.
yeah. Go for it, brother. Mister, you so used to reading the comments. Do it. Go for it, my G.
He was like, "Yo, people you want to be like or who's better than you. Only
Mm-hmm.
way to get out of that hole for real. Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like yeah, you just gotta. You know what? I'm gonna keep it. Sometimes you can get that. Sometimes you can't. It's just you have to know the line. Like
Mm-hmm.
everything is balance. You know what I'm saying? And believe it or not, I understand. I fully 100% fully understand the balance between positivity and negativity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I decided to call like the EP that's coming out the negative influence because you know we all we all like we all been like psychologically programmed to believe that one thing is positive and another thing is negative.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this is because of society.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All actuality, yeah, yin and yang. You know what I'm saying? Like I believe in that shit. I believe that it's proper balance. Like believe it or not, and people might think I'm crazy to say this, but there's no peace without war. Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my man War. I don't know what War is at now, man. I ain't seen him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But niggas real tagging in War. Like he just up starting shit. Um, he always used to say there'll be no peace without war, and then knock a nigga out. like, like he, like that's how much of a negative war was. But you had to understand his background, understand the way he thought.
Yeah.
He started trouble. People thought it was for no apparent reason. At first, when I met this nigga, I thought it was like he always wanted to fuck with niggas for no apparent reason. But nah, it's just his upbringing. And honestly, believe it or
Yeah.
not, that's just the way that he was.
Yeah.
He didn't want peace. He was problems. He was the one that really. This cat really wanted problems. You know what I'm saying? Like he loves scrapping. He loves starting shit. Like you have people out there that really are like that.
Hmm.
There's no shit behind it. That's just how they get down.
Yeah.
Niggas can't go a day without scrapping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking no UFC blood shit. I'm talking about like in the street scrapping. Like not killing nobody, just like bare knuckle bone type shit, like scrapping in the street.
Yeah.
Like you just have cats like that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, but like I understand the full balance between positivity and negativity, and a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
And you can see it through their actions. Like, oh, we
Mm-hmm.
want this one positive world. It should be all positivity. You should do this. You should do that. Nah, that ain't positive. That's sensitivity. You got to grow out of that. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? Oh, definitely said facts. Can be attract the type of females that need that drama, same vibrational beings. It's not wrong or right. It just is. And that's the unfortunate truth. It just is. That's just what it is. See? Like you already know you already got females out here that, but I think some of that is not because that's just the way they are. You know what I'm saying? Like some of them, yeah, but for the most part, I think it's the type. Yo, notes. I fuck with you, notes. Like, yo, that's notes. No, but in all seriousness, like you have like females that were not raised correctly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I got a mother was mad. They got played by various dudes that she claimed to be in love with, and then she brought that attitude on to her daughter. You know, I know females that
Mm-hmm.
dog dudes. You know what I'm saying? That cheat on dudes religiously. Cheat on dudes. They treating they treating cock like blow pops out here.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like white, black, Asian, persuasion, whatever. Like Spanish, whatever the fuck. They treat them like different flavored dicks out this bitch. Oh,
Of course
sorry.
you would. No, no, bro. No, again, we already. I should say, if folks don't know what's the way Wednesdays are already how it goes. The type of energy the brother is bringing, flowing over from Random Thoughts Talk series. So yeah, if y'all not in full effect with it, y'all go also check out Random Thoughts Talk series. We taking a break real quick because we starting up the next season. But if y'all want to join in, please, you can follow on Instagram as well as our YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, all these other different places. And yeah, shouts out to the randos. But that's how this goes. But I mean, in terms of a lot of not only how the system and how society has shown with the changing, of course, with relationships with men and women, and how people are just programmed, whether if it is that not understanding or understanding the balance between, you know, the negative and the positive, which, like you said, that are just used to categorize these things and not knowing that they are two parts of a whole, or if not, honestly, wholes to many different aspects, which I've learned a lot of that from the ideas from Hermetic knowledge. I know you probably know that from the 5%ers and the nations. It's like all of them dudes that be talking about, you know, these different principles. And that falls in line there because we wouldn't know what night was if we didn't have day. We wouldn't know what hot is if we didn't have cold. So a lot of things in life and in the world have a balance. You have to know not only the polar opposite, which they like to call it opposites, but also to know what creates then after those opposites come or those different pieces come together.
No, that's definitely that. Man, that's a fact.
That's why they say when two come together, a third is made. So we have night and day. So we have the in between, which we like to call the afternoon, right? If we didn't have that, there would not be no extra of this. That's why sometimes they got the whole Trinity, whole different aspects of stuff comes all of this into play. But in terms of with this all trending, it starts to be part of our social psyche and our train of thoughts as people. Is what we're seeing that's trending, we decide to join along, and some of that can be to our help or to our detriment, or it can also just not just revitalize, but it can continue to keep us in our particular predicaments right now, or to take words from the brother lyrics, circumstances which thereof, depending on how we look at it. So if we're going on TikTok and we're seeing a lot of, which has been banned for those who are in Maryland, if you are in the Air Force or military or anything, just know TikTok has been banned for y'all in Maryland.
Yes.
You see people, you'll see trending fights and stuff, and then you engross yourself in just having that to a point where, you know, you just love seeing people just brawl for no reason. What do you think World Star and all of that began and came to be a thing? Just based off of just sensationalizing certain things which people would call hood, and literally putting it on there, seeing people beat each other up, seeing people talk mess to each other. You know, shout out to the late and great, you know, Kevin Samuels. That's how some people even found out about that. But you have all of this all combining together. And when you pick and choose certain things, it's also dependent on, again, what you not only like or what subscribes to you, which can, again, perpetuate the same thoughts and thinking, or it can help challenge it.
Shout out to the brother Street. You know what I'm saying? Street, he used to work for World Star. You know, I don't know if he still does. I know Street used to work for World Star, man. That's my man's younger brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I know his birthday recently passed. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. Happy belated birthday to the Streets. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, but like, no, you're right. You know what I'm saying, man? And you know what you were just saying, it got me thinking about this one thing,
Yeah.
this one phrase.
Shouts out to Carvo Music in the building too. Carvo is a dope, not only producer but engineer. So shouts out to Carvo Music.
I think he was gonna say a dope rapper also. Like, he raps.
Carvo, I don't know if Carvo does, but hey, if he does, that's him. I know he engineers for Mickey Fax. That's all I know, and a few other folks. So that's all I know.
Shout out to Mickey Fax and DX in the building. Stand up. Like, that's what it is. Like, you know. No, so like that nigga from the Bronx and originally, like, yo, like, I'm just
you be claiming everybody, don't you?
No, Brooklyn claims everybody. We just claim niggas that's from the Bronx. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, word the mother. But the shot to Brooklyn too, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, it got me thinking about the phrase strong black woman. Do people really know what the real definition of a strong black woman is? My understanding, I was watching it in the movie, what is it? Diary of a Tired Black Man. The definition of a strong black woman is a black woman that's what? Black.
You know, I love you and Tyler Perry. That's all I gotta say. We'll continue.
It's not a Tyler Perry movie.
It's not. I thought that was.
Diary of a Mad Black Woman is a Tyler Perry movie.
Oh, okay.
Diary of a Tired is a movie by some dude, like, you know, it's an independent movie.
Okay.
He even came out with a part two. I gotta check out part two. You know what I'm saying? A shout out to the guy who directed and narrated that shit too. You know what I'm saying? I gotta see it again.
Let's see. It is written and directed by Tim Alexander.
Yeah, I have. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Tim.
Oh, nigga, I think you said Tim.
No,
like,
Tim with the T.
Oh, Tim. My fault. Well, shout out to him. Like, yo, my fault, Tim. Like, yo, my fault. Like, these shrimp burritos, man, got me like tired and shit. Like, this is good though. It's really good. Like, shout out to my cousins who won, man. Like, hooking up some shrimp burritos. What was it? Oh, they said the definition of a strong black woman is the black woman that endured all the hardship without losing. Without losing, like, well, I'm gonna say them in from what I got from what I interpret, the way I interpret.
Okay.
Went through all hardships without losing the content of a character. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, a strong black woman could be she could be a nice, caring, you know, kind woman that just went through a lot of tough shit.
Yeah.
That's what a black woman is. Strong black woman ain't no black woman with a stank ass attitude and, you know what I'm saying, like, neck all twisted up and all that dumb shit. Like, don't let society fuck your head up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't let these videos fuck your head up. Know the difference. Know the ledge, knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? That's worth the mother. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, that's what that is, man. Like, you know, we can sit there and talk that whole strong black woman shit all we want to when it comes to, like, chicks with attitudes and shit, but y'all ain't strong black women. Y'all just women that need therapy.
Yeah. But you need therapy too.
That's it. Nah, I need enough shrimp burrito. We ain't gonna yeah.
Get out of here.
I don't need therapy. I need shrimp burrito, nigga. Like, no, you stop. The shrimp burrito is good. Like, I need some water, so I'm about to get some water right now.
Go for it, bro.
Yeah, but no, but seriously, like, you know, like, also, you know, mental health and lack of fathers in the home and all that.
Yeah.
It does play a role. It's the attitude of a black woman, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, because I hear a lot of women who cheat on their man. And I always thought about this. Like, in the past, you know what I'm saying? Even goes to now. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these women who want to act tough, who want to be on some whole shit, talking about hot girl summer and all this other shit. Most of these women have problems. Like, one of the first things I hear is, why do you feel this way? It was like, yo, because it has something to do with the lack of parenting or the fact that the father, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna keep it a beam with you guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're old enough, you know what I'm saying? If you happen to be lucky to find your pops, have a conversation. Sit down, talk to him. Now, it's up to you whether you want to sit there and love him or hate him and all that. But at least hear his side of the story. Because everybody has some sides. You know what I'm saying? You might, like I said, you might hate him from that to King Come, but at least listen to his side. Give him a moment. Be open to listen. I yeah, be open and listen. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? And just understand why. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, you probably had problems with your mama, couldn't stay with your mama, had to leave. You know what I'm saying? It happens like that sometimes. You know? Then you just got some of these bastards that didn't want nothing to do with you, didn't want your mama to have you. But
Mm.
hey, you're great regardless. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking to those people whose fathers don't want nothing to do with them, who are
Mm.
great. You know what I'm saying? And don't let nobody else tell you that you not and that you ain't cherished and loved and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you are. You love and cherished by somebody. If not, know how to love and cherish yourself, then trust me, the love and respect will come afterwards. But you have to learn how to really like, and that love yourself shit. I really thought it was a joke at first. I thought it was something to laugh at. But then, after, I was wondering why I was dealing with so many women, so many bad women. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I truly didn't love myself. I didn't know how to love and respect and care for myself and put me first. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Once you know how to put yourself first, you know what I'm saying, then everything else will follow. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just me spreading a little knowledge today, man. Like knowledge, knowledge lyrics right now. Like, I'm usually not like this. I be spitting stupidity. You know what I'm saying? But maybe it's the shrimp taco. I'm just shrimp taco.
The shrimp taco gave you some epiphanies and some word to the wise right now.
I'm like, nigga.
Well, look, yo,
Oh,
that is hilarious, man. But no, really take a lot that has been said, y'all, and yes, it's still in line with, again, you don't have a strong foundation to begin with. It makes it harder and harder for not only your ability to be able to think for yourself, but to really have that, again, self-love, that knowledge of self, to be able to notice when trends are happening, when to not just join in the in crowd just so that you can be accepted, but to also be able to know what works for you is not going to work for the next person. And guess what? That's okay, because everybody is not the same. We can have similar things that we like, but you don't have to be exactly 100% with every single person. Of, you like cheese? Okay, I like cheese too. You like strawberry? I like strawberries too. Oh, do you like Michael Jackson? Wait, you don't like my? Then we can't be friends. So we can't take it to that big extreme. But learning to respect other people's differences and where they come from, and give them that time to sit with that and to figure that out. Give people grace as you would want somebody else to give you grace. Or if you want to hear the golden rule multiple times, which is treat others like you want to be treated. But it all falls into line of, don't let things that trend stop you from growing. Don't let them distract you so long to a point where you get so fixated on what's going on virtually or in somebody else's life, and you don't look back and take action in your life right now. Like I said, it is a double-edged sword. Why do things trend? Well, because the world continues to go around. As long as there's a system, as long as there's money, as long as there's corruption, as long as there is drama, as long as there is goodness, all of these different things in the world, guess what? The world's going to continue to turn. So that's why a lot of things like this happens in trends, is so that we can know. But at the same time, for some people, it's just entertainment.
that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely entertainment. Like, you know, um, even like, yo, son, work the mother. Like, I'm not on Twitter like that. But when I get on Twitter now, they be showing porn chicks on Twitter doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? On Twitter, I'm like, oh shit, son, this shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I remember Twitter. I remember Twitter being like this, like, yo, this is crazy shit.
Yeah, man.
But no, yo, shout out to all the porn chicks that are doing their thing on Twitter. They they gotta make a living too. You know what I'm saying? But like, yo,
The trend of OnlyFans and everywhere else. Yes, yes, continue.
yo, I told you it was only 30 days, man. Like that was it. Like
I
anyway,
did not say anything about that. I'm talking about what you're speaking on when it comes to Twitter. You the one that's outing your own self right now.
Because I don't give a fuck. That's why. Like yo, you gotta love me for that. Like somebody gotta love my black ass for that. Like yo, listen, like at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta go, man. Like this shit been kicking my
Yes,
ass.
you fine,
Plus, I
bro.
gotta go.
You fine, brother.
I gotta get up early in the morning, man. Like work. I'm like this. Like at work, I was on go from the time I clocked in.
Yeah.
So like I'm kind of like wiped out. But that shrimp burrito gave me them shrimp burritos gave me a boost. Like pop out of spinach. Like yo, I just don't feel like knocking niggas out. I just feel like going to sleep. So fuck it. Like it gave me a boost. Then it gave me the itis. So I'm like, yeah, son, I'm nice. Like, but
Yeah.
anyway, you I just, yo, thanks a lot for having me.
Oh yeah, brother. You always know you're always welcome to come back, my man. That's just how it is, man. Shoot, I appreciate you tuning in, man, because I haven't done it in a minute, and I know I've been lacking, but once the word Wednesdays is, here when it needs to be.
Yo, so we ain't been on, like me and you haven't been on Instagram long. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, long.
Like on one
Word of mouth.
like this again, where it's just me and you. Yeah, like the last one probably was one of the open forums, and that was a cool minute ago.
Yeah, that was no, I think the last time that was when I got into the argument with Urban Eater and shit. Like when I was in the car. Like no, I'm like we did another one after that.
Yeah,
But
no,
that was a
yeah.
classic.
That's a classic,
Shout
yeah.
shout out to wherever she at, man. I think I blocked her or some shit, but like, yo, I'm gonna unblock her one day. You know what I'm saying? Like I am, man, because you know, I want to see if she's still mad at the fact that I don't like our vice president. Um, you know, what's her name again?
Kamala Harris or Kamala Harris, however people want to pronounce it.
Harris, and like her black ass. Like, I ain't fucking. You know what I'm saying? So
But with that, brother, I know you're about to go ahead and do your thing. Any final thought on trending or any other current events before I get to the next topic? Benny.
Rando bitch in the building. Oh, now I told you, like it's always happening when I'm about to bounce. Like like somebody, yo, Benny, what's good, man? Like, I mean, just you know what I'm saying, man. Like I always say, man, like just show love, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, try your best to show love, man. If you can't, just walk away. You know what I'm saying? This life is too short. You know, you got rappers dying damn near every day or whatever over stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you got people who dying over stupid shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like and diseases that they claim they can't cure. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, appreciate people for when they get old. Yes, how can I forget? A special rest in peace to DJ Snoo the Butcher. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? DJ Snoo the Butcher, he was one of the DJs that, he was on the Ready Key and Walking Down show years ago, you know what I'm saying, when I was with him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, my condolences to his wife and his family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He got wife, kids, and the rest of the family. You know what I'm saying? My condolences to DJ RDC. You know what I'm saying? Also rest in peace for Walking Down.
Mm.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Walking Down, he passed away a while ago, but those two brothers, man, they rocking the crowd in heaven now. You know what I'm saying? And life in the bottom of my heart, man, rest in peace for them. And like I said, man, just all jokes aside, seriously, just enjoy your life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it's in the hood or outside the hood, or suburbs, wherever, man. Just what I'm saying. If you want to get a passport, you can do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, it's gonna take some time, man. You can do it. travel the world, man. Like I'm working on that shit my damn self. I've already been out the hood, out of the world once. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna get back to there. So I'm supposed to be going to Bangkok. Yo, shout out to my Thailand niggas out there. You know what I'm saying? And the wild monkeys. I see the wild monkeys. I know they be fucking shit up out there. You know, we're supposed to be fishing for Mai and all that shit. Shout out to my man Hollywood Hobby. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and him supposed to be going out there doing that shit. He talk about he want to sleep on the beach. I'm like, nigga, I'm sleeping in one of them motherfucking hotels and shit. Like, I heard they got cheap rates and shit. Like, you sitting there sleeping on a beach. Like, you guys, you gonna have crabs crawling up your ass crack? Fuck out of here. I'm not doing it. Like,
If
you
you
gonna catch
don't.
a crab for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, nigga. Like, yo, we catch crab. We catch crabs in the crab net. You don't catch crabs on the crack of asses, man. Sleeping on motherfucking beaches. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm bullshitting, but like, yo, like I said, man, just try your best to show love, man, and appreciate your time while you're here on planet Earth, because nobody has an eternal life expectancy. Eventually, we all gonna punch out.
Yeah.
You know, and the world, as long as motherfuckers are having babies, the world still gonna keep going. Just
Yep.
live your life to the best of your ability. You know what I'm saying? And you know, just try to be something of a good functioning member of society, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Um, the fuckery will continue January 8th. You know what I'm saying? Random thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Talk series. You know what I'm saying? But you can watch the replays on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But we on live every Sunday 3 p.m. starting January 8th, season 4 on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, all that. You know what I'm saying? You know, we gotta let the fuckery come in, so I can't really do the energy shit right now. And the shrimp burritos is good, man. But the mother they was. You know what I'm saying? You see how weak I am, right? You
Of course.
see that. You see that. So, you know, I know motherfuckers gonna be looking back and laughing like, this stupid nigga players right here. Like, no, I'm just saying, man. Yo, but yo, it was a good time with you, brother, man. I wish you nothing but much success with Word Wednesdays. Real shit. You know what I'm
Appreciate you,
saying?
my G. Yeah. There are going to be more to come, as well as on all other different types of content, because we still waiting for a project from you so we can do our more interview. But we'll talk all that later.
I know I got singles coming out, man. Don't even worry about that. They like, you know what I'm saying? Shit gonna be cooking while shit gonna be cooking. While shit gonna be cooking. You know what I'm saying? So like, don't worry about that. Like I definitely once I hit the studio, man, I'm feel like I'm at home when I hit the studio. You know what I'm saying? So trust me. I know me and Steph supposed to be working on some shit. Me, you and Steph supposed to be working on some shit. Me, and you supposed to be working on some shit. So you know what I'm saying? Like possibly notes, shout out to notes,
Yeah.
man. Like yo. We need an Anubis
Block
check.
scholars in the building.
You're,
Yeah.
we need, we need an Anubis check. We need to see if Anubis is good. You ain't throwing them in the kitchen and shit, like throwing
Oh
them all
my
around the house.
goodness. What's good with you, fam? We chilling, man. We over here. We wrapping up. Lyrics is about to head out, but we gonna continue with the next topic. We gonna be talking about what does clout chasing promote nowadays as the brother's making his exit. But what's good with you? What's the word?
Black Scholar was good, man. Black Scholar's music. I
Yeah.
like that name, Black Scholars. Yeah, man, makes you sound hood and smart at the same time. That's what's up. I'm with it. I'm not saying that you're not
Oh,
like
these
really
brothers are
intelligent.
fire. These brothers are fire. That's all I'm gonna tell you now.
Word? That's what's up. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, rap.
Yes, it is a rap group. I don't want to. Yeah, I said we chilling on fam, getting it in. I already know y'all are. I'm not gonna. Yeah, see, it. They're a dope. They're dope group, dope individuals. That's all I'm gonna tell you now.
Say that. Like I have to check. I had to check some of the cats that you be following and shit or following you back or whatever, like your peoples. I had to check some of the niggas out. So I work them out.
Oh yeah, nah.
Like yo, I can't wait to get to what I'm saying, fuck shit up. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta figure out the color shit, what color to wear around your block. So it's like I'm not trying to get shot for wearing a New York Yankees hat. Like yo, work them out. You know what I'm saying? Like even though I'm gonna still wear a New York Yankee hat, I'm gonna wear a different color though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna
brother. We hear you, my G. But yeah, go ahead, get your sleepy self the bed before you want more stuff. All right.
I'm just saying. All right, you know what? I'm gonna wear this hat, so they can't like it's a half Yankee hat, Mets hat, Fat Joe. You know what I'm saying? Like Terror Squad, all that. Like I don't do everybody's free promo. You got to pay for that shit. I'm just doing that because I got the hat on. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? Like hurt the mother. You know what I'm saying? But let me get up out of here now. I took up enough of your time, big.
Oh, you good, my
But
G.
yeah, man. Yo, my like you later, man.
Peace and love, brother. Yeah, y'all. So again, we still finishing up right now, but to wrap on, and we'll probably come back and forth with it. But with trending, the main thing to take away with trending is that things are always going to continue to move. Things are always going to continue to happen. There's going to be wars happening in different places. There's going to be celebrities having mishaps. There's going to be prison systems, laws, many different things that are continue to trend, whether if it's figureheads, presidents. That's always going to continue to happen, but it's all on you to figure out how are you going to use that information of trending that is trending to either inform yourself, if you are going to educate yourself on it, if you're just going to let it be entertainment, or if you're going to just let it go ahead and affect how you see and view the world. It's all depending on how you're doing or, looking at trending. So trending, again, double-edged sword. It can help, but at the same time, it can hurt. But with that, let's get to the last topic. And anybody, y'all are more than welcome to continue to come through. I'm just going to just be speaking and saying what I do because this is What's the Word Wednesdays. We just building. We just saying and speaking on topics. So if you want to, more than welcome to come in. If not, we just keeping it going. So next thing we're going to talk about, and the last topic for the evening and for the show to talk about is what does clout chasing promote nowadays? And I thought of really adding all of this stuff together because, again, you think of things that trend. You think of current events. Those are different events and things that do trend for you to get informed. And then lastly, talking about clout chasing and what that actually is and how that ties into all of this. So for me, when I think of clout chasing, we have of course, the negative stigma and the negative idea of clout chasing is basically being able to do whatever you can to make it to the top or be successful by whatever means you can. Most of the time, it's seen in a negative light, whether if that's literally in music in particular, you jumping on someone's beat, more so someone who is known, and you are unknown, you jump on that beat and you diss that person. People will see that as a form of clout chasing, which is you're trying to also make profit and benefit off of somebody else's name while trying to make a name for yourself, which again, that's how clout chasing can be seen in a negative light. What's going on, Kundan? Good to see you back again. And in that aspect, it does bring up the whole dilemma between what is right and what you see is wrong. So it brings up your ethics when you're thinking of clout chasing. And for the most part, when clout chasing, it's basically to get yourself in a higher position in a status, because chasing, in particular, in clout is having some type of notoriety, some type of attention, some type of status, and chasing that is basically being able to see somebody else who may have some, again, more higher standing than you are, and you going forth to go and also try to get a piece of their pie while trying to build your own pie off of other different pieces of people. So again, that was that example of saying that you as somebody of a nobody, quote unquote, getting on a very notable person in music and then dissing them on their beat to try to gain clout and basically get a lot of what we say negative attention. So then literally any attention is a great and positive attention for yourself, even though people can be hating on you. That's why we have people having their own camps. You have the Beehive, you have those stands, Eminem fans, and you have a lot of different folks who have their cults and groups of people that not only look out for them, but then okay, if I go against that particular person, I'm gonna have that many people having eyes on me, and it doesn't matter if it's negative. There's eyes on me. But let's see, he said, clout chasing seems pointless, but I suppose can give someone vanity and temporary power. Yes, it can. I mean, for the most part, like I said, clout chasing, you're looking for status and you're chasing to see where more of that is. So in a sense, yes, it can be very vain. It can, in some ways, it looks pointless. But for other people, it can be seen as a stepping stone to creating their own career and their own resume. For example, another one in business, people steal other people's ideas every day when it comes to business models and patents, all of those things. That's why you have a lot of third party items made, whether if they're on Amazon, whether they're on eBay, and people get into that market. And for them to receive that clout or receive also the attention of things, they not only start to mimic and copy, but they also, quote unquote, use intellectual property from those other businesses and run it as their own, even though it's coming from other various places. And it's very similar to not any of the bigger titans. Yes, mostly right now I'm talking about it could be some type of drop shipping business or whatever it is. But in likes of Amazon and eBay, and that in a sense could be seen as a bit of cloud chasing because you're trying to make a name for yourself, but you're also buying and getting things from both other different parties and using it as your own until either you get caught with copyright infringement. All these other different things come along with it, which in my perspective and what I think is that clout chasing also puts you more in a place of a lot of cons versus pros, but it's always dependent on how, again, you perceive and look at it. Let's see, there used to be a literal site called Clout that quantified your clout. People would even put their clout number on resumes. I do remember hearing about that. Never checked out the website, and I honestly heard people talk about clout numbers, but never heard of them putting it on their resumes. That is interesting. That honestly, that's similar to right now with all of our followings and how we look at that. The more following you have, the more clout you have. And same thing with what TikTok, Snapchat, especially Snapchat. If you have a certain Snapchat score, you supposedly have a lot of clout. And I see that with the students that I work with in the school, and they talk about how they're famous or this particular case because they have this select or big number of followers on these different social medias, and so their clout is up. And in that same aspect, when thinking about what does clout chasing promote for some folks, especially for kids who are very impressionable and who really at the point and stages that they're at, whether if that's between the ages of 6 all the way until again you get to your adult age, but more so in the teens, it really taps into their need to not only have that attention, but to be wanted, to be loved, and to feel as if they are part of something bigger or greater than themselves at times. So they will put on these personas and they may do things just so that they can conform to what is actually happening around them so that people can accept them. So clout chasing for students or clout chasing for kids between those ages can be looked at as I'm doing the latest trend of a dance, going back to trends. on TikTok, or I'm doing devious licks, which used to be a trend also around on social media, where students were grabbing and taking things from school, filming themselves doing this, even though this is theft and vandalism, and they're trying to outdo the next person of whoever was on there that they would see. One student will go ahead and they ended up taking what I remember there was they took away a soap dispenser from the bathroom. One student took a sink. Another student took a laptop. One ended up taking a security camera. Another ended up, I don't know how, if it is still true or if that was just staged. There was a student who took a bus full of kids just so that they can seek not only that approval, but to get that clout by any means. Again, when it comes to attention, for some people who aren't used to getting attention at home or getting attention in a way that to help promote their growth as a person, they're going to look for it in any place that they can, whether if it is negative or if it's positive or it's just attention just at its base. They're going to look for that. They're going to search for that. They're going to want that. They're going to crave it because, again, around at that time, you're really trying to figure out who you are. A lot of us are still doing it now. We have adults, of course, who are still stuck in those type of stages of I'm still looking for this attention as an acceptance. I haven't found it within myself yet, so I continue to look for it from other people. So that just continues to be their thing. And I just like how I'm looking up because I'm starting to see my attention is going away because there's stuff dropping. But it just goes to show you, and all around that really social media hypes and really intensifies a lot of this because of the fact that's what is done. It says, so approval seeking and false sense of significance. Yes, because if we were to turn off the internet, not have social media tomorrow, nothing at all, how would people respond? How would people feel about them not having their followings? How would people think about situations and issues in life if social media was gone? If Twitter was gone, Instagram was gone, Snapchat was gone, Facebook was gone, TikTok was gone, YouTube was gone, all these social medias, how would this impact the thought and the psyche of everyone in the world? How would it impact them? For those folks who don't indulge in any of this stuff, it wouldn't have much of an impact. But for those who live, breathe, eat, sleep, and are so engrossed into social media, it's going to have such a huge impact, and it's going to almost be as if, because I like to say this a lot, Instagram, I break it down, it is an instant gram of gratification each time that you click the like and the hearts, get a comment, get a follow. It hits those same receptors in your brain as if you were an addict with any other different drug. And what happens when you take away a drug or take away an addictor or addictive activity from somebody? They're going to start seeing withdrawals. They're going to start seeing negative consequences. They're going to start thinking about, okay, yo, why am I so engrossed in this? Why can't I live without this? Why does this have such a huge impact on me? Or some of them will be like, no, I just need it now. Let me go see where I can find it. I'm going to do whatever I need to get it back. Because an online persona is starting to precede a real life persona or your real self, so that the artificial is what's real, and what is real is artificial. So that's why we have the metaverse. That's why we have all these virtual gaming. And again, with social media, it's starting to pull you into the multiverse of the internet itself and leave you distracted away from what's really truly happening in your outside zone. If you want to look at that, you can check out a documentary called The Social Dilemma, and you can see really what I was talking more so a lot of where this is honestly coming from. But in chasing clout and really trying to get followers and have people listen and follow you, it is really in that negative aspect, not only just of the vanity, but really more so doing what you need to do to make it feel as though you're important, even though once you know how to take that power and show yourself that you are important because you know you are important and no one else outside of you should be able to dictate that. That's where the artificial of this loses its value. Now, on the flip side, before I get to the flip side, let's see these comments, and I'm going to do it on a flip of how we can see it in a positive light, which most of the time that's not the case. It says, so some people are also not clear on their long-term goals. That's why some people even buy followers, yes, or pay to promote on bigger accounts, but it's pointless if you want sales because it isn't your niche. Yeah, again, when it comes to trending, people do what is trendy because of the fact that it will get more views, get more likes, get more eyes and people watching. You may be more fitness, and what's trending right now is video games. Then you jump into that video game that's trending and you play it. Yes, you're going to get a lot of people looking at that game because of the fact that it's trending right now. But if your niche has nothing to do with video games, it's going to fall off very quickly. That's like, again, that's like me trying to sell a bike to you, knowing that one, you don't ride a bike. Two, you are a person who likes looking at food content. So why would you come and look for biking content? And then three, at the end of the content that you saw is trending about food, but you're a person that sells bikes and is BMX, all this other different stuff. And at the end of that trending video that you do, you also say, go to my website to get out biking information. And people will be like, what? It's, again, misinformation in that particular case, as well as it just does not mesh. But on the flip side, when it comes to clout chasing, how can this be seen in a positive light? How can clout chasing actually be good, for the lack of better words? From my perspective, as I can speak from, the way that you can make clout chasing more of a positive experience, and I will say this is not the same thought process, but shouts out to Dax. He's an artist in Canada, Canadian rapper, who actually went on a podcast a long while back, and he actually took on that title of being a clout chaser, and he flipped it, and he basically talked about the other side of how that's seen. So I don't remember every aspect of what he was saying, but to the point of how I want to explain it, it being positive, is that in learning how to be a clout chaser, you learn tactics of not only being able to motivate yourself, but learn how to research what is trending and learn how to implement those things. You become flexible. You become, in a way, also creative because, yes, you may jump on a trend, but there's a certain way that you have to approach it as well as present it to people so that it can continue to also trend, so that out of all the other people that are doing the same type of video or that same type of trend, yours stands out the most. So in a sense, it provides, yes, the platform for you to do it, but if you have the intention and the mindset to not only grow yourself from it, but to use those different values of hard work, determination, creativity, flexibility, adaptability, then you begin to take away experience from that, and you can build your own after the fact. But that's all up to you how you want to use it. But I'm gonna continue. But let's see this. For example, there was a model with 1 million followers, but only made $36 in sales when she tried to sell something because that product wasn't the niche of her followers. Yeah, again, like trying to sell oil to an electrician, like trying to sell milk to someone who's lactose intolerant. It doesn't make sense and it doesn't match. And you're going to find more more pushback and less success when you're doing stuff like that. So you always have to be specific in who and what that you are involving yourself a part of when doing this. But in terms of what it promotes nowadays, in a more broader sense, yes, the negative aspect of following trends only to follow trends and not really standing for anything. While at the same time, following trends that can also be seen as detrimental or harmful to different groups of people, different ways of thinking, different philosophies and ways of life, but just so that you can get that instant gratification of I joined on a trend and this is what it was. To make yourself a part of something that is larger than itself, but also want to be the biggest one in that situation or that trend, while taking away a sense of more ego, which that's where I see clout chasing can also lead to. Once you've accumulated so much clout, it can get to your head so much to a point that it can really raise your ego very highly. And there's no check and balance to that, because when you're clout chasing, is an ever ending chase. You see, it's chasing, because once you're not chasing anything anymore, then there's nothing there. It is, and it is what you've made it. There can still be clout because that's the experiences that you've gotten from what you've been chasing. But once you stop chasing, there's nothing much more for you to grow from there, unless you take those experiences and you craft it into something that works for you. And the intention is now for you to build your own. That's a whole nother story. But if you just jump on that trend and you jump on anything that is just hot right now, and you just continue to ride that and ride that and ride that, you're going to be burnt out. You're not going to want to be involved. You're not going to want to continue to do it, especially if you're just want to be a quick in and quick out. Because a lot of people also clout chase because of the fact that, yes, they want to make fast money, quick money. You're on TikTok, YouTube, all these other different places. And after a certain amount of views, certain amount of subscribers, all of this stuff, you can monetize the content and you can get cash behind it. A lot of the stuff, though, that is trending, if it's definitely music that is copywritten, good luck with that. But if it's not, people continue to just post and post and post and post and post and post and not create something that's, again, organic to themselves. It wasn't their idea. This is an idea that was created from originally one person, and then it just spanned to everybody else, and everybody else wanted to jump on it. So he said, for example, or Kundan said, for example, Instagram is really pushing reels nowadays by giving them easy reach, but there are still people going viral from carousel posts when done right. Yeah. And the reason why I noticed that too, and that's why you have to watch the switching or the changing of algorithms in all different social medias, you find the attention behind why they're doing that. Because now all the posts that I put up in videos, lives, whatever it is, or in titles, it always goes to becoming a reel, which is just not a regular post. Even if I make it a regular post, it still want to show up as a reel. And a part of that too is to oversaturate the market and the spread so that folks who are trying to push through with creative content, who are trying to create and make a name for themselves, it does make it harder because now everybody's using the same formatting of stuff. So this live would end up going on a reel, even though it can just go to a regular post. But for some people, a post is only seeing 10% of your followers unless they have the bell notification. Again, so you go through these whole channels of trying to break through that algorithm, which we said about earlier. Then you have to go past a paywall. And even when you go past that paywall, it only opens up a bit more of wide reach. So again, it's dependent on you and how you want to go about using that. But clout chasing nowadays, he said, oh yeah, all videos is now a reel because Instagram has removed all other formats. So it basically just done away with things being able to get a lot of views at certain times because of the fact that it's the format. With YouTube, so we have reels. On YouTube, it's shorts. Shorts, in a sense, again, very similar to TikTok, very similar to what's being done on Instagram with reels. And I know Facebook might have something very similar to, I don't know, because Facebook actually owns Instagram anyways. But all these different various platforms and the algorithms now work alongside to a point where, yeah, when you're trying to jump on trends and you're trying to do some clout chasing, yeah, it does become a bit harder. So you got to be a little creative if you want to continue on with the trend. But again, clout chasing can be used if you take away from those experiences skills that you can use to create your own content and understand the market, understand the algorithm, understand how social media works and use it to your benefit. You can take away information from there, or you can continue just to be on that bandwagon to get those likes, to get those eyes by doing whatever it takes. Shouts out to the brother Jordan too at the temple. Whatever it takes to be famous and successful. The whole idea of 15 minutes of fame is, for me, it's been shortened. It's definitely not like 15 minutes of fame, more like 15 seconds. Because the quicker that runs, something new happens within the next seconds. And it is just, again, a chase, a continuous cycle. So it can convey positive aspects if you let it. But for the most part, how it is used and seen in the general, it is more so, honestly, in the spirit of capitalism. It's in the spirit of that. For me to go viral, for me to actually be above all that who are doing this, somebody has to be below. So your video that gets one view, my video that gets 10 million views. My video is better than yours because of the fact that I did it more correctly than you did. And even though you try to jump on the same trend that I did, it didn't work. What was going on? Enter Soul in the building. Good to see you, my brother. What is the word? It says, yeah, even Pinterest has short video now, and they even pay you. Everybody, again, and that's what one other thing I'll say too, to the clout chasing is to keep you relevant. That's why you even have other celebrities, other notable figures getting on these social media programs and joining in on trends and things like this to stay relevant, to stay in the eyes of the public, to say that, oh, yo, I'm hip. Yo, I still am up to par of knowing what's going on around me. So it literally adds to that sense of relevancy. So you're not relevant if you don't have clout. You're not relevant if you don't have followers. You're not relevant if you are not following a trend. You are not relevant if you cannot simply do what the algorithm wants you to do or how things need to work. So it's on you. It says, yep, dopamine hit after another, a cascade of dopamine. Yeah. And when you've experienced that first one, you're always trying to reach that first experience that you've gotten. And when you continually do that over and over and over and over and over and over again, guess what? Each time you have to take a higher percentage or a higher dosage or a higher dose of that same feeling until you can reach or get to how you felt previously. I'm not even saying the first high. The first high, and I'm not even talking about drugs. That's the interesting thing, y'all. Is attention is a drug. If y'all didn't know, it is. Clout chasing, clout can become that. It's because of the fact that the more and more, I just don't want one person seeing me do what I do now. I want 10 people seeing me do what I do now. Now I don't want 10 people seeing me what I do now. I want to see 100. And it continues and continues to a point where it's all over the place. Yeah, it's like even the social media companies are clout chasing by copying what's popular. Yeah. Yeah. Shouts out to I really wanna let me see if I can find him. But there is a brother on YouTube. He does very small form videos with that same aspect of making fun of not only different types of companies and corporations, but there is one where he talked about YouTube and talked about Facebook, talked about Twitter, and all these other different platforms copying each other to make sure that they stay relevant. But I really want to think. I can't think of the brother's name right now because I subscribe to him. He does a lot of reels. He doesn't do too many long form videos, but it's it's always interesting to see his takes on stuff. But it was one where he had a take on all the different social medias and how each of them is like, oh, you got shorts, oh, you got reels, oh, you got small videos, oh, you just took from us. And it's very telling because again, attention is a drug, relevance is a drug, clout chasing is all in that because ultimately we're trying to connect. And again, like I said, it really is in the spirit of capitalism because you're trying to meet people's demand with your supply. And the more that you supply that demand, again, the more relevant you are, the more customers you have, the more clout and money that you will receive if done in that way. But yeah, y'all, that's all I have really more so for this topic. If any of y'all have anything last that you want to share and say, please put it down in there. But I don't want to keep rambling on the same thing over and over because I appreciate y'all's time. Appreciate y'all coming and supporting as y'all usually do. And I want to get this stuff up so I can get my own clout just playing. But before I end it and before I do what I want to end up doing, I'm going to go ahead and read these last comments and then we're going to end it for tonight. Okay, so let me see. It says, I think you can build a more loyal, stable, long-term following from long-form videos, though, but it takes consistency and patience. Yes, and those are aspects that you could learn from chasing clout if you went back and you did some time to evaluate what you were doing. Because, yeah, there's a lot of I look at YouTube as an example because YouTube 2004. I don't necessarily look at Facebook because I'm not on Facebook like that. But you look at these different content creators and how long some of them were putting out content before they start to gain their following or start to gain their loyal supporters. And it's just that they were being them. It was the personality. Most of the time when people watch stuff, it's not only because they're interested in what's there, they also like the person. They relate with the person. So the more that you have more of a close, not only relatable connection with those who are your followers and supporters, but a connection to something that you all like, people are going to come back. So if you're not being able to do what you're doing now and you're not able to create that following or that support just yet, keep going. And if you have the belief, the power within yourself to know that something's going to come out of this, keep going. Do everything else that you need to do to be able to sustain yourself. But at the same time, if you are set on wanting to do things like this, be a content creator, put out music, put out poetry, books, whatever it is. Keep doing it. Stay consistent. Patience, it will pay off, as well as you will have a long resume. People can look back from the first videos that you saw and binge, because binging is a thing. People love binging. You can do that, and you'll have that for people to go back and see, and then you'll have what you are now. So people can also grow with you. That's what other thing people love to do. Your audience and supporters love to grow with you as a person. They see how you used to be, and then now how far you've came, and it feels like they've been a part of that journey. You've brought them in, even though you maybe never physically met any of these people, but you built these type of things when, again, you genuinely love what you do, and other people genuinely like you and like what you do. They're going to come back and support, just like some of the folks who do with What's the Word. So thank y'all so much for that. But with that, y'all, to wrap up for tonight's show, when it comes to current events and being aware of what's happening in the news, it's just important to know that, or know all the ins and outs of what's happening on the news, so that you can not only properly inform yourself, but also inform those and your loved ones around you, because proper preparation prevents poor performance. So stay alert and stay aware of your surroundings. 2, when it comes to trending, you can see it as a double-edged sword. It informs you of what's trending, but at the same time, it can distract you from what needs to be done currently. So you can see that, oh, crypto is trending. Oh, you can see that a celebrity is trending. You can see that, oh, this new food recipe is happening. But what you take from that is whether if it was entertaining and it keeps you distracted, or you use it to help inform what you're going to do with yourself now. Is the power of trending can help with you. And lastly, what does clout chasing promote nowadays? For the most part, in general, people see it in the negative aspect of you're jumping on something so that you can be seen as somebody, and the more people that's following you, the more interest people have in you, because attention is a huge drug. So clout chasing can also lead you down a road that you may not want to go, because of the fact that you got to look at yourself and think of that content that you put in out. Is this really you? Or are you just following this because of the fact that you want to be seen by everybody? Take your time, slow down, find what you really like, and go with that. Yes, you can even see your growth. And if you ask for feedback too, they will feel more invested in you. So with that, y'all, I've been your brother A.D.V.I.S. Thank y'all so much for coming in here for another What's the Word Wednesdays. I appreciate y'all so much. Again, shouts out to all of those who was here and those who will be watching this later on Instagram and YouTube. If you happen to be there, please go ahead and click like, share, and subscribe to your boy at A.D.V.I.S Speaks, because I'm working on it as well too on YouTube. Yeah, I'm trying to get my clout up. Now, honestly, if you like the content, go ahead, go rock with it. Some of it is a lot of long form. Some of it is a lot of me spitting. It's a whole lot of number of different things. But if you like it, go and support it. If not, there'll be other things to come, and there's other content creators. But thank you for your time. Thank you for the love. Peace. And we will see y'all next Wednesday for another episode of What's the Word Wednesday. Follow everybody. Peace.